Congratulations, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, USC has arrived. We'll open with a statement from Coach Musselman, then we'll take questions for the student athletes. So, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's a game on why tournament play is so fun and exciting. Double overtime game, obviously, with two teams that I thought both teams played really, really hard. Credit to Rutgers in their second half. Their press bothered us. But, every game's a game of 3 runs, and we had one in the first half. They had one in the second half, and then we were able to finish the game on the run. And I thought our 2 defensive stops were crucial. Down 4 with a minute something to go, to give ourselves a chance to play into the first overtime.
Questions for the student athletes, please raise your hand and state your name and immediate affiliation. We'll get a mic to you. Right here.
Gavin Dorsey on SI. For you guys, 46 minutes and 48 minutes. How are you guys? How's the body feeling, especially with the game in under 24 hours? And what is the process like getting ready for the next game tomorrow, keeping that body fresh?
Rashawn, we'll start with you.
My body feels normal after a 40-minute game, double overtime, but I feel good. I feel like what we need to do is ice bath, hydrate, get some rest, and focus on the next game.
Desmond?
I would say that, we practice and train for these moments. There was a lot of stuff that we done to get here, but just recovery, cold tub, seeing our AT when we get back, and just trying to get some sleep. That's the biggest one. Just got to go back and knock out.
Questions, please, for the student athletes? Seeing none, fellas. Oh, right here, okay.
Just kind of once again, you guys were able to surge out to a big lead. Rutgers eventually came back, but you guys kind of turned the tide near the end of that second half. I believe there was a timeout called right before that. What were you guys discussing, and what really was the key to getting you guys to the finish line over the course of that game?
Desmond?
Defense. We had to get stops, and, the biggest 2 stops at the end of the game, those were big. So we were just harping on rebounding, stopping Harper, because we knew he was going to try to go and try to get a bucket, and then rebounding. That was the biggest ones, and then getting a good shot on offense.
Rashawn?
I would say when we come in the huddle around that time, Coach talks about, us not getting those stops and allowing them just to get open layups and open jump shots, and he talks about how we haven't gotten any stops in a while. So, like piggybacking off what Des said, just coming in with the mindset to get a stop and not the offensive mindset, just focus on one end and playing together as a team and understanding that we need a stop, and it's just one play at a time.
All right, here, please.
Camden Markle, Daily Targum. Desmond, I just wanted to ask you, you shot 15 free throws tonight. It seems like you really have a knack for kind of that, Jalen Brunson-esque, drawing the fouls. Where does that come from? How do you have such a good feel for the game and drawing those fouls?
I think one thing, when I first got here was to, be a better point guard. So I think just me making the pass, especially in the first half, Sean was hitting shots, Buzo was hitting shots. So I think that just opened up the lane. And then once I got down there, we knew that they was anxious leapers. And so, we was pump fake, come to 2-foot stops, pivot. And, I just got them in the air and just went to their body and just tried to score off that.
Right here.
Ryan Cartier, LA Times. Most of you guys have been through so many frustrating stretches of this season. What did it say just about this team's mental toughness that you guys were able to gut it out through so many ups and downs of this game?
Rashawn?
I would say just playing together, understanding each other and believing in each other and believing in the coaching staff and what they installed in us throughout this year and throughout the summer. Just hoping each individual does their job and does it the right way and just stay together.
Desmond?
I think Sean hit it best. Another thing too, just watching a lot of film as a team. We had to figure out why we was losing and what we could do better. And one thing that we came down to is everybody could have played harder. get 50-50 balls. And I felt like we did a pretty good job today. And we wanted this game. It was a tournament. We thought we came in 0-0. Like, we wanted to keep winning. So we was playing hard, and the game went our way.
Take one more for the student athletes right here.
Matt Mangum, Daily Targum. Of course, for both of you guys, you played Rutgers earlier this season and lost at Jersey Mike's Arena. So what was different this time? What was the game plan differently when you're facing Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey? What worked differently for you guys today? Thank you.
Go ahead, Rashawn.
Something we harped on for our game plan was being bottom of the eye, top of the eye, and helping each other. Like, it's not just one person guarding them. Like, it's the 5 players on the floor. We all got to help each other. We all got to communicate, and our communication was better. And I felt like our bottom of the eye at times was better. And I feel like we were a better defensive team today.
Desmond?
I would say the same thing as Sean, just having each other's backs, being over and help defense. When Harper and Bailey had the ball, just try to make it seem crowded, like they couldn't really go nowhere. And they had to work through their other guys. But yeah, so I would say the biggest adjustment was just having each other's backs on defense and helping the helper.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
And we will continue with Coach Musselman right here.
Eric, Steve Streaming, Excel Sports. Your team looked a little bit agitated, maybe a little bit, with the Rutgers press that got him back in the game. I thought I'd seen a couple different things that Rutgers did on the press that they hadn't done before. Did you see that, and how did you guys really come go past that press and get back in the game?
Yeah, for sure. It's not often that you have 21 turnovers and win a basketball game. Not only did we have 21 turnovers and win a basketball game, they took 17 more field goals attempted than us, and we led for 35 minutes. So, you look at the stat sheet and some wacky things, but I thought we were really efficient on offense when we didn't turn the ball over. But, we've been pretty good handling presses at times and other times struggled, but we won the game. So,
Right here in front.
Scott Docterman with The Athletic. My question is about, I think this is your 5th trip east, either the Eastern or Central time zone, which would put you at, I think, 8 games out here.
I'm probably not the guy to ask, in my opinion.
Yeah. But
Mick, Coach Cronin does a much better job of expressing himself about that than I do.
I've noticed, yeah. But I wanted to ask you, though, how do you prepare your players yourself? I mean, sleep patterns or just, avoiding jet lag and getting ready to come east and try to put your team together to compete and, day in, day out.
Well, my wife summed it up best this morning, that she's never seen me so sick throughout the course of a college basketball season. That's a fact. I did not sleep 1 second last night. And it wasn't because of nerves for the game, I can promise you that. You take a nap at weird hours, and, I wasn't the only one. I texted our staff at like 3:30 in the morning, like 4 guys responded. Normally they respond the next day at 9 or 10 in the morning. It's challenging. I'm going to go back to our trip, Maryland, Rutgers. Ohio State is sitting in L.A. We play a late game on a Sunday in Rutgers. We fly home. We get back at 5:30 in the morning on a Monday. The guys have class at 9 a.m. on Monday after we just landed at 5. Then we practice Tuesday, and we play Ohio State. We're down 17. Finally, we get our legs under us, catch up, lose that game. Then we get on a plane to play Oregon. That's an NBA schedule. That's like playing the Wizards, the Brooklyn Nets, home for one game in LA, and then go play the Blazers. That's what it's like. I'm not so sure that our guys are used to that type of travel. But we need to be, because it's that's how it is. So I've said to other people, what USC women's basketball has done and what UCLA's basketball has done. The women's team is you got to have great talent, and then maybe you can survive it. But I've coached in the NBA, so that trip's as hard as any NBA trip I ever went on. I guarantee it. And it wasn't just the 2 road games. It's coming home. That game's harder than the 2 road games. And then you go back to Oregon. It's not a 30-minute flight. But in the off season, I thought we did a good job. I went and met with the LA Rams, asked what they did, got some different thoughts from some NBA trainers that I respected that have been with organizations for a long time. But sometimes it is what it is. You can get as many opinions as you want. It's had an effect. I've said it publicly, and I'll continue to say it. UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Washington are going to have to be 3 to 4 games better than everybody else, flat out. And you can argue about it or whatever. That's a fact.
Right here.
Ryan Cartier, LA Times. Kind of on that note, nothing has really come easy for you guys this entire season. How much do you see just that experience kind of having gone through a lot of setbacks, overcome them? How much do you see that experience kind of come out tonight in a game where you go to 2 overtimes?
Yeah, it's, when you have peaks and valleys in a season, it's not just USC. Like Rutgers deserves a ton of credit too. Both teams really fought to get a win. I thought both teams played desperate to get a win. I'm proud that we can. I know that they made a run, but it's hard to have a lead for 36 minutes in a college game. So I give our guys a lot of credit. Just a lot of little things. Winning 3 jump balls, super important. Those are extra possessions, and playing against 2 lottery picks and defensive coverages. I thought we did a great job. We had some time to prepare too. I thought. Preparation was really good with these guys, and we had 4 different pick and roll coverages going into tonight, and we only used 1, which rarely happens with us.
We're going to take a couple more right over here.
Samuel Moore, IUI. So you guys led for 35 minutes today, but it felt like no matter what the lead or whatever, they were able to just stay in the game. So what was it in that second period of overtime that kind of put you over the edge and finally got to put them away?
Yeah, sometimes it's like a boxing match, you know what I mean? And somebody has to, persevere. Sometimes legs go out on guys. I thought that we looked, even though our guys played a lot of minutes, but they do that all the time. And I've said it before, Tom Thibodeau is one of my best friends, and we're going to play our guys that we think can help us win on that given night as many minutes as it takes. So I do think our guys are used to that many minutes. I can't speak for Rutgers, but I do that our guys have played heavy minutes, and I didn't think that we had any dip in our energy. I actually thought it kind of rose at one point in the second overtime.
We're going to take a final question from Coach Ryan.
Lucas Tang with the Daily Targum. Especially with the schedule that you guys have going East Coast, West Coast, almost like every week. What do you tell your guys to keep up with the responsibilities of being a student athlete, with training, with playing every game, especially with this game? All your starters played 40 minutes. So how do you keep them in that mindset for every game?
Yeah, look, we feel playing in the Big Ten is a privilege. It's it's an incredible league to be a part of. You're going against brand names every night. It's just an adjustment for us, and any of the guys that return for us, they'll now know what this is like. You know what I mean? And so you have to make adjustments. The world's changing every day. It's not just the Big Ten. It's the whole landscape's changed. So you have to make adjustments, and we're not going to make excuses. Like I said, we got to do what USC women have done, and get a player like Juju that can help us win some road. That's kind of what we got to do moving forward, and the maturity, like our GPA the first semester, and it was kind of obviously a little bit before total Big Ten play, but we had one of the best GPAs that we've had. I don't know what it'll be like the second semester, but I know that, we had a guy take a test today, on game day. So, our guys take great pride in getting their academics right at a great academic institution like USC. A lot of guys came to USC not just to play basketball, but because of the academic standards as well.
Coach, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.